Hey guys, it's Julie, and I'm here for my first pre-scheduled uh, Facebook Live. And I just want to say congratulations because I'm here on time. So I always love that. I love jumping on Facebook and just doing a live video whenever. But we are doing something new, and we've designed a strategy. It's important to have strategies, and it's important to have strategies that your business is in love with. My business is really in love with Facebook Live right now because I get to interact with you and say hello. Hi, Emily. How are you, girlfriend? It's been so long. Chris is on the line too. Hi, Chris. How are you guys doing? Just let me know. Say, life is fun, or I'm doing great. And we're just going to take a few minutes here to get started, get warmed up, and then I'm going to channel money. And that sounded really weird. What I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about money and let whatever wants to come out come out. It feels a little strange to me not to have a script all set up and ready to read out loud. And on the other hand, the feminine often works in mystery. And as I was meditating and thinking about this Facebook Live today, um, it really came to me that I needed to be open to whatever wanted to come out. So that's what we're going to do today. So I just want to check, is the volume okay? You guys can hear me all right? Um, Send me a little heart if you can hear me. Hi, Bridget. Jenny, how are you? Just go ahead and type in a comment how you are on this beautiful Friday day. We're getting ready to talk about money today, and a super exciting topic. I love the topic of money. Thank you, Jenny. Sounds good. You're here. Awesome. I really, really love the topic of money um, for a couple of reasons. Number one, money is just a really fun energy. It has great energy and it loves to dance and play with you. But for those of you who don't know my story, I um, I actually grew up without a lot of money, and I didn't realize it. We had we lived in a little tiny town. We had a lot of freedom in that town because it was so small, in that we got to run wild like packs of dogs. Hi, Claire. Love that you're here. And so we had a lot of freedom, but it was such a small town that within that freedom, everybody knew what you were up to. So if you were in trouble, your parents knew before you got home what you had done. And that kept me very honest about things. So, yeah, Chris says, yay, money. Yes, we're talking about money. Yay. But I grew up without a lot of money, and I wore my neighbor's hand-me-downs. I was the oldest in our family, so, you know, honestly, I should have had the new stuff and it got passed down, but I got to wear hand-me-downs. And every year my grandmother would buy us matching dresses. And my poor little sister got to wear the same dress for like 6 or 7 years because they just kept getting handed down. She said till she got to the most faded dress at the end of that 6 years. Hi, Veronica. Welcome. Love that you're here with us. So, how many people out there love money? Just push a heart. Like, let's see. Do we love talking about money, making money, having money, money blessing us with a beautiful, joyful life? Yes, we love money. Um, Got some hearts going. Good. So that's what I want to talk to you about. When I was 18, I got married, child bride. And it was really, in my family, it was the expectation, really, that the girls would grow up, get married, and be good wives. And, um, and that was our role. So I did it. And I think everybody was kind of shocked I did it young. But so did my brothers and sisters. And I started having babies, and um, I was in this relationship where I married my high school sweetheart, and at 19, there was no way he was ready to be a grown up. I was not ready to be a grown up, and it ended up to be a abusive relationship, both emotionally and physically abusive. Um, and it took me a long time to realize that, because it was never something where, like he put me in the hospital, but he would shove me and he would break my things, and the stuff that really is abusive, but I refused to believe it. And part of that was getting married at 18. I didn't think I had skills. I didn't think that I had the ability to take care of my kids. And I had many children. I had 4 kids by the time I was 27. And I really felt stuck in that relationship. And it took me a long time to have the guts to leave. I didn't leave because I didn't think I had the money to take care of my kids. And that seemed like the most important thing. I didn't know if I could make enough to feed my kids. I didn't know if I could make enough to even house my children. So I stayed in that relationship for much longer than I should have. And I had to learn, when I finally left, I really had to learn that I'm capable of making money. As a matter of fact, I've, over the last 10 years, proved I'm capable of making a lot of money and having a really great relationship with money. And it really became part of my mission to help other women to understand their own relationship with money, and that they can make money, that they are provided for, that source is there for them, so that they can make choices like whether to stay or go, so that they can make choices to do work they love. Part of my mission is to help women to make money, because I really believe that when women are making money, not only can they heal themselves, can they make choices that are good for their families and for themselves, but that's how we heal the planet. That's how we heal the world. We get to take a seat at the table of decision makers. We get to give to causes that we believe in. We get to live a rich, juicy life, and that raises our vibration. It raises our ability to be love-based, spirit-based creatures on this physical plane, and all of that will help heal the planet. And so the more money you make, then the better off the whole planet is. So there's a false thing about money, a false belief about money, that money's limited. There's only so much of it. And so when I say, you make more money, then somewhere inside your head, or inside the head for a lot of people, is this idea that if I make more, there's going to be less for somebody else. So that's the first myth that we need to get rid of. Money is unlimited. Money is an energy. It really isn't those little dollar bills that we say, those little pieces of paper, the little plastic squares that we say represent money. Money is an energy, and it is an energy that is part of the energy of source. And as such, it's abundant. There's more of it, and it's unending. There's not a limit to it. We can all live abundant lives. Money is, let's put it this way. Imagine that we all have a pie. So there's a bunch of us on the line here. And you guys want apple or peach? I'm going to make it a peach pie. So let's say we have a peach pie, and we divide it up into 8 or 10 chunks, and everybody has a piece of pie. The pie's right. The pie is gone, right? But there's unlimited pie, because I can go down to the bakery and I can get another pie. And if the bakery runs out of pie, then they can make more. And if they run out of flour and peaches, then they go to the growers and they get more. And when the crop is done, the growers grow another crop. And we're seeing that right now. I have a friend who's harvesting off her property right now, and she's got boxes and boxes of peaches. Like, there's always more. There's always an abundance. It's there for you. So I want to talk a little bit about some of the things that hold people back, some of the things that stop people in having that abundance. And that belief was the first one, that for me to have more, somebody else has to have less. It's not true. I remember when I was pregnant with my second child, and I loved my first baby so much. She was the center of my life. She was my light, my joy. I loved spending time with her. I loved holding her. I loved playing with her. I loved teaching her. And here I was pregnant with a second baby. And I was really worried for this baby because I thought, how could I possibly ever love this second baby as much as I love the first one? And here's what I discovered is that love has no bounds. That when that second baby was born, my heart grew. And I loved him just as much as I loved her. And I loved the two of them together. And I loved the three of us together. And it was this beautiful thing where my capacity to love grew. And the same thing is true for money. If money is part of source, and source's primary energy is that of love. As a matter of fact, I believe that source is all made up of love. Like, it's all love. And so money has that energy of love in it. It's ever expanding. Make sense? Okay, cool. So there is enough, and we've got to get rid of that idea that there's not enough. The second thing that I see many women doing is, because I work with coaches and healers, is they think there's something holy about not charging much, about giving it away. And I was having a conversation with money the other day, which is something that I do regularly, and I say you should go ahead and do. I was having a conversation with money, and it was actually around billing my clients. So I was doing my monthly billing, and I had come into it for some reason, kind of like, I have to charge these people money. What does that mean about me? What if they take offense? Now, look, all my clients are on a contract. They know every month what they're paying. They've agreed to it. They're great with it. They get great value from it. But something in me had this kind of constriction around it. And I know that anytime there's a constriction, it'll stop the flow of money, both for me and my clients. I'm just like, I can't have any constrictions because I want everyone in my realm to live this abundant life. I mean, that's why I coach, so we can all go play together abundantly, right? So I was having a conversation with Money about it, and Money said, you've got to understand how I work. I am part of Source. I've got this energy. And when I am allowed to do the work that I do, then I can amplify the effectiveness of your work. And so for those of you who are doing energy work, healing work, coaching work, when energy gets involved, energy amplifies the effectiveness. And really that's what energy wants to, or that's what money wants to do. Money's energy is to make you more effective. It's like if you have a booster, those additives they add to your gas tank. I don't know if those work, but that's what money does. It actually does boost the effectiveness of what you're doing. And it happens on an unseen energetic level. The other part of that, of course, is that people value what they pay for. So if you're giving it away for free, people don't value it as much. In their heads, it doesn't mean as much to them. And they don't take it as seriously. So you've got the unseen energetic boost that money gives. And then we've got what we all know, which is people they value what they pay for. And there's this piece that the reason that many women that in my tribe don't charge enough or they undervalue themselves is because they've got a hidden wound, or maybe not so hidden wound, from childhood that says they're not worthy. Maybe what they do isn't good enough. Maybe what they do, or they themselves aren't good enough. Or maybe they just need to learn, take another course, learn another thing, get another certification. Ring true for anybody? I know for me it rang true for a long time. Even now, every now and then I think, ooh, I'm going to tell you a secret. Ooh, maybe I shouldn't charge this much. I never got my college degree. Now I've got, 30 years of experience and tons of other certifications, but I never got my college degree. Ginny says, yeah, she gets it. So that's something that has a little bit of a sting to it around, ooh, maybe I'm not good enough. And here's how we deal with that. When you feel that I'm not good enough, like you get into this conversation about money and maybe I shouldn't charge that much and maybe people won't pay it, then really know that that's not coming from truth. It's not coming from your highest self. It's not coming from source. It's coming from a wound inside of you. Lisa just joined us. Hi, Lisa. Welcome. We are talking about money. Yay! And we're talking about that place that many women entrepreneurs have around, I'm not good enough, or I'm not worthy, so I can't charge these rates. And I want to treat this with real gentleness. This is not a place to beat yourself up, because there's a part of you that's really hurting when you start to feel that I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy part. And if you can just feel where that comes up, sometimes for me it's in my throat. I feel like that tightness in my throat or in my heart, or maybe even down in the solar plexus. You'll feel it like, oh, like I'm going to charge what? No, they'll never buy. I'm not good enough. And that is generally a childhood part that was wounded. Somewhere along the line, you got a message that you're not good enough. Anybody out there have that feeling? Can you identify with that has happened to you at some point? Yeah. So here's what you do. First of all, find that place where you are not good enough. Put your hand on it. Is it in your throat? Is it in your head? In your heart? And really feel it. And as you feel into it, you'll begin to feel how old that part of you is that is hurting, that part of you that feels not good enough. Now, I'm pretty sure that's going to be a child part. And as such, she shouldn't be running your business. She shouldn't be setting prices, and she shouldn't be in your sales conversations. The children, we don't want the children driving the bus of our business. And so you feel into that part, feel how old she is. See if you can visualize that little child inside of you. Actually see her, what she looks like, how she's dressed. And then ask her, what are you afraid of? Right? What are you afraid is going to happen to you if I charge the fees that I'm really worth, or that my services are worth? What do you think is going to happen? And more than likely, you're going to come up with something like, people won't like me, or nobody will buy, and then I'll end up homeless. I'm really afraid of being homeless, or not taken care of, or not being loved, not being liked. And then you ask that little child, what does she need? And she'll say, I need love, or I need space, or I need to play. Whatever it is for you, she will tell you. And then, here's the important part. You are the grown-up, right? You take care of the little child in you. Now as a grown-up, you can go back and take care of the little child in you. You can give her love. You can tell her she doesn't have to be part of your business anymore. You can send her out to play. You can even make a deal with her that after you set your prices or have a sales call, you'll go out and play with her. You go jump rope, go hopscotch, go blow bubbles. My little child likes to go blow bubbles. My little girl likes to color, and not in a coloring book, not inside the line. She likes to draw. She likes to make things. So I'll make a deal with her that she can go play, and then afterwards I'll get out my pencils and I'll get out my drawing pads, and she can color for a while. She can draw. So you want to take care of that little child, and then you can come back to looking at your numbers and what you're charging as the grown-up. Now, here's the second thing. When you're setting your rates, now that you've gotten that I'm not good enough out of the way, excuse me, you want to have a conversation with money. Super simple. Same thing. You visualize money standing in front of you. It may show up as a being. It may show up as a person. It may show up just as an energy. But you visualize it standing in front of you. And then you have a conversation. You say, money, what is it you want me to know? What is it that I don't understand? What is the ideal investment for my programs or my packages that will help my clients get the most out of what I offer? And really begin to have that conversation with money and have money help you set your rates. Once you've done that internal conversation, then there's also the external. This is a future rate, is it a current rate? But it's, do I have the expertise? Like, you guys all are pretty well, both through your life experiences and through your training, you are all experts in your field, right? Send me some likes that you're an expert. Send a like for you. Send a heart for you. You are experts in your field. You've got training. Do you have the social cred? And what that means is, have you built your presence so that, yay, yes, you're all experts. You're sending me likes. Yay. Yes. Then you're going to look at, okay, what's my social cred? Because the more social cred you have, the more you can charge for your services. There's a reason that Richard Branson, right? We all know Richard Branson. It's why he can charge more for his masterminds on his private island, because he's got a lot of social cred. And so you want to look at that. And then you want to look at, what's the range? Like, if I'm a personal trainer, and personal trainers generally earn between, $60 and $150 in my area, I'm not going to be charging $400, right? I might be charging at the high end because I've got the training and the social cred, but I'm not going to charge like 4 times as much. For that, I'm going to have to develop some different programs, which my trainer has done an excellent job doing. I'm proud of her. So you want to look at those things and then bring it all in alignment. Does that make sense what I just said? Like, there's the outside forces. So we start on the inside because we practice the art of feminine marketing. We start on the inside, and we check in with money. We check in to make sure that whatever's stopping us gets taken care of, gets love. We never want to squash down those parts of us that stop us, because, can you imagine squashing down your little 5-year-old child? You wouldn't do that, so don't do it to yourself. So we take care of those parts. Then we check in with money. We see what money has to say, and then we go out and we do the outside, the kind of masculine part of running our analysis. And does the number that I came up with here fit here? Make sense? Okay. I would love, if you've got any questions about money, send them to me. Post them here. Even after, we'll come back and we'll check. And I would love to hear your questions, your ideas. That's just like the first little bit. There's so much more we can say, so much more we can do. But if I can help you to set your rates, set your investment for your programs so that you can live this really great life and bring the most value to your clients, then yay, we've done our job today. I do have a gift for you all. I have a free gift. And Chris, if you're still there, if you could type into the box the link to the free gift, because Chris knows it. And we have, and we'll get it in here at some point. And it's the, what do you say if someone else close by is charging $50? Claire, you are way more valuable than that. Look at a little broader range. Claire, your business is much more of a business that can be a worldwide business. And so if it's half of what you charge and somebody comes back to you, so here's the thing. If you have done your sales conversation and shown your value, it won't matter whatever anybody else is charging. So within the sales conversation, if they're the right person for you, they will know it. And maybe I'll hop on here later and talk about sales conversations and how to set that up so that you know that you're talking to the right person. Part of this is don't make an offer to that person unless you're sure that they are in your tribe, you're meant to work with them. And if there's that resonance coming back, it won't matter that the other person is charging 50% of what you're charging because they're probably giving 50% of the value. Yeah, Claire, absolutely. Charge your value. What do you do when someone charges less than you do in the same niche, same market? So here's the thing to understand, that you were divinely designed to serve a particular tribe. Your life has trained you to serve that particular tribe. And when you find that tribe, this is how they'll respond. They'll be like, yes, I need to work with you. How much money do I have to come up with to do it? Right? Oh, Chris has given us 2 different options. Yay. Free gifts. And so if you work the sales process, then they're not going to be like, oh, well, so-and-so said half. And if they do, then your response is, but you don't get me with so-and-so, right? Does that make sense, Claire? I hope I'm helping. It's one of those things where if it's your client and it's meant to be your client, that's great. They will hire you. And if you go into it with that total confidence that you are worth this, and and if you want to have a future conversation about that, I would love to. I'd love to connect with you again. So just reach out to me and let's set up a time and we'll do a conversation about that. But if you have set up the sales conversation so that they are bought in before you name the investment, then the investment almost doesn't matter. They will find a way. And you are designed to serve your tribe uniquely, so you've got to find your people. I hope that answered your question. I kind of walked around it. But like, I know there are coaches that charge a lot less than I do. I know that there are. And for my clients, and I know there's coaches that charge more than I do. But I also know that where I'm at with my clients is exactly right for my clients. And I never do a comparison with them. And for your business, Claire, you got to be looking at, like, you've got reach. It's not just the person next door. Okay. We have 2 gifts up for people. One is the Art of Visioning. This is something that I put together to help you create that long-term vision of where you want to go. You know, if you don't know where you're going, then it really doesn't matter what you do. As the Cheshire Cat said to Alice in Wonderland, when she asked him, which path do I go on? He said, where are you going? And she said, I don't know. And he said, it doesn't matter, take any path. So having a vision, I believe, is really important. And then the second gift is some affirmations. And these are affirmations that I use. And I'll be totally honest. Um, I'm not 100%. Like, I don't do it every day religiously, but it is a practice that I am improving on. And I find when I do use affirmations, not only does my mind not get in my way as much, but it lays new neural pathways, new beliefs, and it attracts better results. So that's why we have the affirmations in there. So I'm just gonna like stall for one more minute to see if anybody else has a question. I'm gonna say, Claire, reach out to me. Let's continue to have this conversation, um, and just like connect again. I've known Claire for, oh gosh, like maybe 4 years now, and so it would be delightful to connect again. And with that said, I just want to bring this Facebook Live to a close. I hope this has been helpful. I hope if you see it afterwards, go ahead and post questions. I'll come back and I'll do my best to answer questions. It's my joy to be here, to be serving you, to be in the conversation about money and how we can all have more of it. It is truly my belief that as women, it is time for us to step up. It's time for us to make money. It's time for us to take a role in creating the world we want to create. And you can't do that if you're struggling to make ends meet. I don't believe that money has to be a struggle. I believe that it's something that's available to all of us. And so while it's simple, it's not always easy. And that's why I take this on and I share with you and I share my own struggles as well as what I've learned that have helped me to create a six-figure business that I truly love and that allows me to do really fun things like go to Disneyland with my little people, going to Disneyland for the my granddaughter's fourth birthday next week. And that's something we get to have that experience and we get to have that joy because I've built this business and I want that for you. So, with that said, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. We are in the middle of a mastermind day with my clients, and they're all out to lunch, but they're coming back soon. And we're going to continue to mastermind and grow their businesses. I'll show you, we're in this, just a sneak peek. We're in this great studio that Ellen of Off the Couch Club has set up. So we're using her studio today, and it's really lovely. So check out Off the Couch Club as well. But download those free gifts. They're absolutely free. I put them together just for you guys. And then let me know what other questions you have. Love seeing you all. Have a great day. Bye-bye.